Spotlight on Frazee is sponsored by these community-minded businesses and organizations. United Community Bank, an independent, family-owned and operated bank committed to empowering customers to achieve their financial goals. Member FDIC. Frazee Family Foods, what a hometown grocery store should be. Friendly staff, family-owned, and a wide variety of groceries to fulfill your needs. The City of Frazee and Frazee Event Center, featuring a 5,000 square foot room, a built-in stage, and a full-service bar. Perfect for a multitude of events. Call or click to book your event.
Hi, I'm Karen Downing, and this is Spotlight on Frazee. Well, today we have Katie Courneya and Janayna Mitchell. Katie is Miss Vergas, and Janayna, I have to read this, Princess Altona of Vergas, and we just talked about that. And give me a little explanation of what that means.
So, Princess Altona is like the Vergas name. So, for like Frazee, their name is the Wanagan Park. So, technically, it's the same thing as Vergas. So, it would be Vergas like Altona for the behind story.
Okay, all right. And we know who Miss Vergas is, yeah. Well, also talking to, we were just talking together about the things that you wanted to share. So, Katie, what was you brought up the things that are actually coming up, and you talked about the things that you've done. Before we jump into that, I would like to know how you got into this whole path that led you to this scholarship pageant.
So I was a little girl that always loved like seeing the princesses go by on the floats, and I really wanted to do that. So in 2022, I won the Miss Frazee Teen Pageant, and that just started a roller coaster of events because I had so much exposure to the community. I got to do so many service projects, and I absolutely loved it. So I knew I wanted to continue on that path.
I did this because, it's really my first time like doing this big opportunity. So what led me into this is my mom said that it would be a really good, easy first opportunity to do and a big chance that you could potentially get. And so I decided to do it, and it's really opened up everything I've like done, and just meeting new people is really fun, and just having a big opportunity in front of me.
Yeah, thank you, girls. It's exciting to see you here. I know that you do a lot of community outreach in your position. Why don't we talk about some of the things that you've done?
So we actually just recently got done doing the toy drive around the Frazee and Vergas area. We ended up collecting a whole bunch of toys. It was so exciting to see how generous people were. We were able to help about 40 kids from 13 families around the area, and it was incredible to see. I also just got done doing a coat drive at the Vergas Methodist Church, and there was so many donations there too, so that was great to see.
So let's talk a little bit about the coat drive. I didn't know anything about this. So when you talk about a whole bunch of coats, like how much are you talking about, and where did they come from? And then what happens to the coats after that?
Okay. So I reached out, my grandma goes to that church, so I reached out to see if they would be willing to host the drive, and I was asking for coats, hats, and mittens. I didn't count, but there was a heaping ton. These will all be going to the Lakes Area Crisis Center for anyone that is there for the holidays that just needs some warm winter gear.
Yes, and that's really important. I know I've been involved in coat drives before in other communities, and it's just amazing. You think about the weather that we live in here. If there is one crucial thing that people need, especially when you're talking about kids that need to get to school and even be outside, let alone get some fresh air or anything. If you don't have a warm coat, you are really in trouble. Along with that, I know our boots and caps and stuff like that too that are also a part of that picture that are also collected. But that's awesome. So, Janayna, can you tell me about an event, maybe a favorite event that you've helped with?
My favorite event was the pumpkin patch party that we had here in town at the Frazee Event Center. What we did there is we greeted people in, and us royalty dressed up as our favorite Halloween costume, and I dressed up as Elsa, and Miss Vergas dressed up as Anna, and the events we had there was we had pumpkin painting for the little kids so they could bring home to decorate. and we had games for the little kids, just have fun, and then we also had ice cream where the Frazee Vergas FFA chapter helped with that. And my favorite memory there was when I saw a little girl and she was dressed up as Elsa and she kept staring at me, and so I walked over to her and she gave me a really big hug and asked me if I wanted to play some games with her. And so yeah, it was really fun meeting little kids and just having fun with the community.
That's really special. I'm sure there's a lot of little girls that look up to you when they see you, for sure. And you know what? I've seen all of you at events too. And I have to say that you bring a presence of royalty. And I know that this pageant is really about, we talked earlier about leadership, raising women into leadership in the community, and then also everything that you give to the community. You know, it's going to stay with you because now it's been developed as part of who you are. And I know that's a part of the pageant too, yeah. We talked a little bit about some things that are coming up that you're excited about. And I noticed in some notes that you gave me about Honor Flight. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
So Honor Flight is a really, really cool opportunity where veterans can apply and they are awarded a trip to Washington, D.C., all expenses paid, and it's just a great way to give back to people that have done so much for us. So I know me and Janayna and the Frazee girls will be helping with a fundraising dinner for that coming up here shortly.
Yeah, and I just want to mention personally, you know, this is really something because I just went to a special Christmas dinner, and there was an older gentleman sitting next to me, and he was sharing about just having been on an honor flight. Yes. And I was just taken back. He talked about the just everything they did. For instance, they had all of their friends and relatives write them letters, and when they were at this event, he sat down and read all these letters of thanks from everyone in his life. And he said to me, and he was all choked up, and he said, "You have to excuse me, I never cry." You know, but it meant so much to him. When he came back from Vietnam, that's not the response that he got. It was actually very hard when he came back. But this just kind of went full circle for him in his life. And I just think that is such an incredible thing. So, yeah, that sounds great. I also read something about St. Jude's and Children's Hospital, some type of prepping some things for that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be working with Janayna and probably Cassie and Bryn as well at Frazee. And we're going to see if we can collect coloring books, coloring crayons, and toiletries to donate to St. Jude's and the Minnesota Children's Hospital. Because when families go there, it's sometimes in a rush. They don't have the things they need. So being able to give them a little bit of extra time to get their feet underneath them when they do end up going.
I know that you two serve together, so what you talk about, you do together, yeah. So I just want to know a little bit about where you're at in life right now, too. Tell me what grade you're in, and tell me if you have any goals or even just dreams in the future.
Sure. I am a freshman, and my goals in the future is I for sure want to do college when I graduate high school and get a job and just be me.
Perfect.
In the future, I want to go to college. I want to see if I can play basketball in college. That's a big goal of mine. Right now, I'm looking into architecture, family law, marketing, kind of all over the board. But those are my future plans as of right now.
Well, I'm sure both of you are going to be very successful there. And whatever you decide, I know you're going to do a great job. And I do see this scholarship pageant as a really big deal. And I can see that it's been very impactful in your life too. And I'm just in awe of both of you. So I want to thank you for just sharing a little bit of who you are with us today. And I want to thank you for joining us on Spotlight for Frazee. We'll see you next time. Let's keep Frazee moving forward.